Welcome to Marketing 247 online consumer behavior offered by Harper College. My name is Dr. George Mochocki. Well, you had a break last week, so you should be all relaxed, refreshed, stressless, and ready to go this week. So, what are we going to have this week? We're going to have two chapters like normal, chapter 13 and chapter 14. So, we're going to go to week 7. So, you're going to click into Blackboard. Remember, you click into Blackboard, you're going to go to week 7. And then the overview is the same. So I have the overview printed out. Gives you quick information about the learning objectives, uh, a high level view of what's required for this week. There's 50 points. Now the forms. Now if you click on this week's form is going to be a little bit different. What I want you to do is what you've learned in chapter 13, which is on situations, situational influences, and chapter 14 on consumer decision process, and answer several questions and look at it from the Whole Foods that someone's opened up, the apartment rental, the home appliances, organic diapers, warm castings, male and female health beauty, generically engineered foods. I think I listed all of them. And now what I want you to do, what are some situational influences that you read from the chapters? What are some decisional factors or recognitions or triggers that customers are looking for? What kind of atmosphere would you have to have set up to for your business or anything else? Remember, you're doing a feasibility study, so you're going to have to present a picture of what's going to be needed for the consumer, the target market that you're going to be selling either Whole Foods or generic or diapers, or so they will either buy, or how do you market the activities and structure it around these triggers and everything else, lifestyles and situation factors, and how I think and I have a marketing or a question or something to remind me at this particular point in my decision process, which are ritual. When I'm having a baby, do I give diapers right off the bat? Do I wait till as a gift for generic diapers? That's a good time. And that can be a ritual for certain families. How do brands come in? So that's what you're going to be doing in a forum. So, and I start wanting you to start utilizing concept. So remember, part of the forums, and now this is a starter question. If you have any other questions that you want to ask or something else, so when someone posts something about their product and here's what they're thinking, I want you to, as a focus group, to respond back to them and say, hey, I agree with this or I don't agree with this, right? And keep the conversation going. Don't wait for me to respond always, because you're the network. I'm watching and monitoring how you interact and communicate professionally at a college level in a written communication, utilizing the business terminology, utilizing the concepts that you're reading out of chapter 13, situational influences and decision recognitions and factors, and all those information, all those verbiage and everything else gives you credibility and gives you, so when I'm talking to you as a consumer or as a marketer or as a customer, I say, hey, this person understands what he or she is talking about the product, and I believe in the product. Okay, so they'll take care of the forms. Now, what I have this week also, what I've added in this week, when you go into week 4, exam 7, week 2, exam 7, you're still going to have the same exam. What's going to change? It's 30 points. I want to give you, help you out. The first exam is going to be the same exam, 10 questions after chapter 13, and each one's worth 1.5 point. So it gives you 15 points. Okay. The second chapter 14, what you're going to have 5 essay questions, each worth 3 points. So I want you to start learning to write and respond to concepts and everything else as you would in marketing. Marketing is just not all multiple choice. You have to write something, you have to write a proposal. So I'm trying to help you with your written communication, not only your verbal communication. So that's all happening. That'll be 30 points on that. Okay, so now you have a new learning objective. What I've done this week, I've clicked on, and because I've always had in the overview the real quick learning objective. So if you click on the learning objective, you'll have the full learning objective for chapter 13. So I can minimize some of my YouTubes, and it says learning objective, explain 4 types of situational relevance to marketing, summarize 5 characteristics of situations. So they're talking about store atmosphere, they're talking about temporal perspective, they're talking about certain things that's going to trigger buying or remembrance. Oh, I really need this product now, or this product helped me in the past. Maybe I should use it now. Things ain't going right. So, or I need something, but I didn't realize I had this problem, or maybe I want to maintain this uh, uh, momentum that I have in my life. Okay, ritual setting. Describe the use of emotional situations. How do I set up my product and my store and everything else to get the individual into that, the emotional state that I'm really looking at. Okay, so now I go back and so that was chapter 13. Now when I flip on 14, 14 again is going to talk about like you're having the quick overview, but only in a more detail. You still have to read the chapters. Remember, reading the chapters, looking at the objectives, looking at my concept maps. Remember, I provided my concept maps. All those things are triggers to help you to remember into long-term memory. Just to get an A or B out of this course, or C or D, whatever you really look, because you just want to pass and you don't really learn anything, it's a disjustice to you. And it's not because you're going to take this product or service and you're going to go to your employer or to your future employer or to a customer. Look, I've got this understanding. I understand consumer. Look, I got a B, I got a B, a C, or I got a D, but I have some general understanding, and you don't know anything about it. So use this as learning because you're going to be marketing individuals. Whether you go to marketing or management or anything else, how do I present myself? How do I market myself? How do I understand my supervisor? Is what's going to, or my boss or my customers is going to really help me. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, part of the forum that I didn't mention before in this week is that you also have to look at a video. I have a video clip in here, and what the video clip is a Pass and Pro in-store atmosphere. When you look at this video, because remember, this is an interactive class. If you look at this online class versus some other online classes you may take at Harper or someplace else, you are very interactive in here. This is a learning. You're not just clicking and reading a book and taking some kind of test. And so you're book smart, but you don't have any practicality smart. So look at this Bass and Pro in-store atmosphere and try to think of what are they doing? I understand, just not just a store. As you find out, it's a museum. It's a place it's a family place to gather. It's a place to find new things. It's a place in adventure. It's everything else, and that's what brings people into the store. And basically, at the end, they sell a product or something, and people come back and they buy online. They look at other things. They could exchange. It's such an interactive environment. If people go out there for a week, people go to different vacations and plan around the Bass and Pro because they buy what they need. So look at that and then mention some of that in there. The last thing I want you to look is on my concept maps that I provided. I have all the concept maps in here. So if I click on the concept maps on 13, it basically tells you the nature, tells you the four situation, physical surrounding, social surroundings. It is an outline. You could print this larger or smaller, or use this when print a little bit larger, and then as you're reading it and you write that information. And if you look at this is after look at the PowerPoints, this is like 50 PowerPoint slides, but they're all triggered. You read it, triggered. Man, I understand this. Now I take the quiz. I understand consumers. I understand everything else. Okay, so that's what we have for this week. If I look at everything else, let me just close this back off here. Let's see, I just close this in here. It's easier for me to work on here. Okay, so now I close this and I'm going back and we've done everything you have. So this week I welcome you back. Good luck and everything else we're doing forward. I think we have about 4 or 5 more weeks. Start most of the chapters going forward. You're going to have some outside activities, but I'm going to start focusing the chapters towards your research papers. I don't want you to be all stressed out. I know you have other classes, you have other online courses. Many of you are working, so this is I want like I really didn't meant for the break that in business you try to find a balance. I know you're not getting paid for this, but look at this class as an added value, a benefit which will recoup investment in this learning, and you'll get a higher pay and more opportunities going forward. So my name is Dr. George Mochocki. This is Marketing 247 online, covering chapters 13, influential situations, and chapter 14, consumer behavior, decision making process. And I'll see you in the forum. And again, this course is in conjunction with Blackboard Course Management, course Marketing 247, Consumer Behavior. My name is Dr. George Mochocki. See you in the forum. Bye.